Well, welcome back to Kirsten's Midday Show here on WTIF. I've been telling you guys I'm going to have a former UGA football player on the show with me, and I am so excited because he is here, and you finally get to find out who it is. It is Justin Anderson, and I'm so glad you got to come in.
Me too.
And I'm so excited. You have a big weekend coming up, right?
I do, yes, I do. I'm kind of nervous about it, but, nervous and praying at the same time.
Right, he's getting ready to be drafted into the NFL. Now, you were number 79 offensive tackle at UGA. When you found out you were going to be drafted, how did that feel?
It was a good feeling, I've had a lot of ups and downs in college. I've had a lot of good days, bad days, a few injuries here and there. There was a point in time where I didn't think it was going to happen. So when I got well and had this, my past season was my best by far, and once I got that one, under my belt, I was like, okay, maybe I can do this again, and I'm kind of excited, but at the same time, I'm kind of, trying not to really feed too much into it, because at one point I thought it was over for me, and now, the good Lord has blessed me to still be able to be in the position that I am today. So, right. I'm just kind of want to soak it in, but not, I don't want to get too excited.
Yeah, so you graduated from Osceola in 2006.
I did.
You played football there, of course, for the Irwin County Indians.
That's right.
And you played defense and offense.
Right.
And then you went to Hargraves Military College. What was that like transitioning into college for you?
The whole military thing, I didn't really like that at first. You adapt and you overcome. That's what our Sergeant Major used to always tell us. But at first it was rough. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning, dressing in full uniform, meeting in front of the building for formation, marching everywhere you go. It was a big change. I really wasn't used to that, but it helped me in the long run. It taught me some responsibility. It taught me, with what being a man is like, So, I'm glad I got to go through that, So.
Right. Well, take me back to high school. And now you had something really incredible happen. Sonny Perdue, our governor at that time, he introduced something called the Bean Bill. Tell me what happened with that.
Well, the thing is, I was invited to play in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl in high school, and being that I was from South Georgia, they had some rule out that if I were to participate in that game, then I wouldn't be able to finish my basketball season, And so of course I went to the All-American Bowl, had a good game, came back and couldn't play basketball anymore, But I still was allowed to travel with the team. I just couldn't play. So Governor Perdue, he got together and we talked about it, and he passed the bill called the Bean Bill, which allows guys after me, whoever gets invited to a certain All-Star game or All-American game, that they can still participate in their second sport, until high school graduation. So
right, that has to be incredible to know that from now on the Bean Bill is going to be in the Georgia legislature. Now I have a question. Where did your nickname Bean come from?
It came from my granddad. When I was born, I was small. I was maybe.
You should see him now, right?
Yeah, I was maybe 7 pounds. But I had a big head, and my granddad started calling me Bean Head. And as I got a little older, she started calling me Bean. And once I got in high school and began to get recruited from colleges, my coaches say, his name is Justin, but they call him Bean. All of my classmates call me Bean. So when I got to Georgia, all of my teammates call me Bean. So now everywhere I go, it's Bean now. Most of my friends, some of them don't know my real name. They just know Bean, So that's how I got it.
You transferred to Georgia in January of 2007. And now, was that always a dream of yours to go to UGA?
It was. I grew up watching Georgia football a little, and it never occurred to me when I was a child that I would, get the opportunity to be a Georgia Bulldawg, to play in Sanford Stadium. Georgia was the first college letter that I received.
Wow.
And when I got it in the mail, I was like, wow, me? You can go to Georgia? I would have never dreamt this in 1,000 years. As I stated earlier, God has been good to me. So, I consider that as a blessing.
You played offense up until the 2010 season. Now, what made that change for you to go to defense?
Well, we got a new offensive coordinator, Coach Todd Grantham, and he was based on the 3-4 scheme, and we needed nose tackles. And I had ups and downs on offensive line. up until this point. And we needed an offensive a nose tackle, so I went to Coach Rick and I asked, could I try that? If it doesn't work out, then I'll gladly go back to offensive line. And he's like, okay, so he allowed me to do that. And before I did that, I prayed about it. I was like, God, if this is something for me, then please let me excel at it. If not, show me the way. So I went over and I got hurt, and I missed the entire season. So I took that as my sign, go back to offensive line.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Right.
So.
And you started all 14 games your senior year in the 2011 season.
I did. Mm-hmm.
And what was that like?
I mean, it was great having so many years that I had been up and down, injuries, this and that, and to finally have that year that I can go out and work hard with my teammates and try to win a championship. I mean, it was a great feeling,
That's right, and you did a very great run of it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, coming up, we're going to take a really quick break, but we're going to have Bean coming right back on here with us, talking to us about his favorite memories at UGA and the upcoming NFL draft. So stay tuned right here to Kirsten's Midday Show here on WTIF. Well, welcome back to Kirsten's Midday Show here on WTIF. I'm so excited because I have Justin Bean Anderson from Ocilla, Georgia in the studio with me. He is a former Georgia Bulldawg, which I love. You guys know I love the Georgia Bulldogs, and I'm so excited to have you here with me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, you played at Georgia. You were number 79 offensive tackle. And what was your favorite game being a Georgia Bulldawg?
My favorite game was this past season when we beat Florida in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was my best memory.
I definitely agree. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
All the Georgia fans out there are cheering right now.
Oh, yeah.
What were your favorite things to do at UGA besides playing football, if there was any time for anything else?
Well, in the summertime, when I had a little time, I would always go to Commerce, Georgia, to the racetrack. I'm a big fan of drag racing, but pretty much outside of that, we were always busy, with class, study hall, football practice, weightlifting in the summer. You don't really have too much time to do things that you like to do. You get 1 month out of the year in May, to go home and this and that, and I would go home and see my family, go to the racetrack, and work out. That would pretty much be my free time there.
And what was your favorite memory at UGA?
My favorite memory at UGA would probably be on graduation day, December 16th, because being, when I first came into college, I was all about football. The whole school thing, it wasn't as important to me as football. Things didn't go in the football world as I planned, so I was like, hey, I might better get this degree, because football is not promised. So that day when I got that diploma, that was probably my happiest memory at UGA.
Right, and what did you graduate with?
A degree in housing and consumer economics.
Okay, that's awesome. And you mentioned earlier talking about Coach Rick and how he gave you kind of the freedom to try something new. Tell me about how it was like for him, because he seems like such a respectable guy, such an awesome man. What was he like as a coach for you? Oh,
Coach Rick's a great man. I feel blessed to be able to have played up under him, once I got to Georgia, I was still a kid, I was still a child in my mind, he helped develop me into the man I am today, and I'm thankful for that, so Coach Rick is a great man.
He definitely seems like it. He seems real family oriented and is all about team and family.
Yeah.
Well, you are, like I said earlier, this is an exciting week for you because this could really change your life, right?
It could, yeah, it
definitely.
could.
You're hoping to be drafted maybe on Friday. The draft starts on Thursday.
Right.
And you're hoping for Friday. That's probably a second or third round.
Maybe.
Maybe you don't know yet.
Fourth, I'll be happy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or any spot where they want to pick me up, and I'll just get on my knees and thank God for that, and just go on with my life.
That's right. And can you tell me? You probably can't, and tell all of us because we've all been wondering what teams have been kind of talking to you?
I'd rather not say. I just kind of want to be surprised on draft day.
That's right, because you don't really know, do you?
No, I really don't know.
You really don't know?
Just because you talk to the team, it doesn't mean that particular team will draft you. You know what I mean? Because there are so many teams out there. So I'm just, I kind of want to be surprised. So I'm just kind of laid back, chilling.
It has to be exciting for you.
Oh,
now, are there any of your teammates that graduated with you from Georgia going to be being drafted in the NFL?
Oh, yes. Cordy Glenn, Ben Jones, Bruce Figgins, Aaron White, and Orson Charles.
Okay, and when the draft happens, it's going to be on TV, and I'm sure. Where are you going to be, and what are you going to be doing?
I'll be at home. I'll be at home with my family. Sitting on the couch, probably eating a sandwich or something. Drinking a soda or something. Just chilling with the family. I'm just trying to enjoy all the home time that I have. Because in less than a month I'll be. Who knows? You know what I mean? So yeah, I just want to spend as much time with my family as I can while I can.
And on one of those days when you are going to be drafted, are you going to get an official phone call? What's it supposed to be for you?
I'll probably get a phone call on my cell phone.
Okay. And like I said, you guys should definitely see. He has such a deep voice, and he is a big guy. You are 6'5", right?
Yeah, 6'5", that's right.
You're a big guy, and I'm so glad you got to come in. Now, I've got some fun questions for you.
Okay.
Can you tell me, do you have any hidden talents?
I've been told that I could sing pretty good.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, I've been told that. That's pretty much it.
And you like racing?
I love drag racing. I'm a drag racing fanatic.
Have you ever been in a drag race car?
No, I have not. I have not. But maybe one day when I'm done playing football, maybe I can get into that. I hope.
And speaking of that, if you weren't playing football and this wasn't your life, what do you think you'd be doing?
I really don't know. Probably somewhere in a race car.
You think so?
To be honest with you, yeah.
Awesome.
I probably would be, yeah.
Now, as we said, you are a big guy. It probably takes a lot to fill you up. What is your favorite food?
Probably pizza.
Pizza?
Probably pizza,
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
I would probably have to say meat lovers.
Meat lovers.
Meat lovers, yeah.
All right, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, who is your favorite football player of all time?
Oh, that's easy. That would be Walter Jones. Let's see. He played. He's retired now. The Seattle Seahawks, I think, was his last team playing for. Yep.
And what do you like so much about him?
I watched a lot of his film. I just like, his style of game. What he brings to the table. You know what I mean? He played in the league 13, 14 years. There's something got to be special about a guy who can play that long in the National Football League. Yeah.
And also, what do you like to do for fun when you're not consumed with football?
Besides going to the racetrack, being at home with my family, barbecue, and that's pretty much it. I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't really do too much. It doesn't take much to please me. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, what are your future dreams and goals?
To actually play in the NFL for as long as I can, as long as my body will let me, as long as the good Lord will bless me to stay in there. And, once that's over with, I hope to get in the field. Somehow I can help people, you know what I mean? I feel that, if God blesses a certain individual with certain talents, to be able to do certain things in his life that he does that so that you can give back to the less fortunate. I want to do something that I really don't know what I want to do yet, but I know it's going to be something involved with helping people. That's what I want to do.
Well, we want to wish you so much luck. We'll definitely be tuning in on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to see your name come across those boards on there. And I know we're so excited for you, and I know you're excited too.
I am. I'm just trying to hold it all in and give praise to the good Lord and just hope the best comes out,
That's right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and good luck with everything.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned right here to Kirsten's Midday Show for some more of your great country favorites here on Hometown Country 107.5 WTIF.